What's going on, everyone? It's khknight once again. I have a new build setup to show y'all, and I also have an announcement on the next Dark Souls 3 PvP tournament. So let's see. Let's start with the tournament first. Next Saturday, June 3rd, starting at 6 p.m. EST, will be the next 16-man Dark Souls 3 PvP tournament, and it will be called the Ring Night Cup. It will take place in the Ring City. So to sign up for this tournament, it's basically the same way you sign up for the last tournament. You just hop onto the Dark Souls 3 PvP tournaments community. You write a post sharing your build setup, your level 125 build, and you need to confirm your availability for the tournament date. And I will be selecting players for the roster based on not only the uniqueness of their build, but also if their connection is good and their level of skill as a player. So, moving on from that, this build setup was actually given to me by my good friend Revan619. He discovered that this weapon, the Hazel Pick, can combo into Soul Greatsword. Now, it's not perfect. Like you saw before, I tried doing it, the R1 into Soul Greatsword. It didn't completely combo. And that's usually because, like, if I end up trading a hit or I hit them as they're rolling in, it won't perfectly combo. But if they're just running or standing still, then it will true combo. Let me see. Hey, he's dead. Okay. So, in the cases where this R1 doesn't combo into the Soul Greatsword or Old Moonlight when they're rolling or I'm trading a hit, I could do Old Moonlight to catch them as they're rolling out. But if I hit them with the R1 and I know they can't roll out of it, like if I hit them when they're standing or hitting when they're rolling, then I can guarantee a hit with the Soul Greatsword. So, you know, this combination right here with the R1 and the Soul Greatsword is pretty potent. It's pretty high damage. And on top of that, I have my other, you know, spammy spells. I have Homing Soul Mass I can use to just, like, I can control when it fires. I can roll into people with it to stun them and then hit them with this and then hit them with Soul Greatsword. I also have Fair and Hail to make it hard for them to sidestep me and roll around me. I have Fair and Flash Sword as a quick alternative to the slow Hazel Pick attack. So I can, like, mix these two up, catch people off guard. Fair and Flash Sword also combos into a Hazel Pick R1, which is nice. What else? I also changed the stats for my Azure Burst build just a little bit. It has less attunement, but more endurance, less strength, and less dexterity. But it also has more vitality. So what this gives me is an attack power of 449 AR for the Hazel Pick, and when I buff it, now it's a 494. For rings and other spell buffs, I have the Scholar Candlestick, I have the Crown of Dusk, Young Dragon Ring, Bellowing Dragon Crest Ring, and all this is buffing my magic damage. Now, even though the Hazel Pick isn't as good as the Court Sorcerer's Staff, like, the damage for magic is still pretty good. Especially with the R1 Soul Greatsword or Old Moonlight combo. And, let's see, look at the armor. Gunner's Armor, Court Sorcerer Gloves, and Lothric Knight Leggings. I think I can get some more poise on this, let's see. Yeah, I can get a little bit more poise. So I have 34.25 poise. So that with the two-handed Hazel Pick, it's enough to outpoise most small weapons, daggers, curved swords, straight swords, spears. But other things like halberds and great swords, ultra weapons, I'm not really going to be able to poise. But those weapons aren't too bad to, like, outspace. You know, you can read them and then, you know, hit them with your R1, hit them with your Soul Greatsword. Just, you know, you just need to be able to know when the animations come out and just know when to attack. But for other weapons like katanas and stuff, you can just take the trade, R1, and then, you know, Old Moonlight or Soul Greatsword. So let me do one more live match just to show you guys how great this build is. and then after that I'll play a little montage that I put together of just like the success that I had with this build. Now this build isn't completely perfect. I think the biggest weakness with it is probably Old Moonlight, just because the hitbox on that spell is really unreliable and it's really hard to free aim. And even when like I try to combo it with like Homing Soul Mass and Homing Soul Mass is landing, it doesn't always connect with the Homing Soul Mass. Okay, actually hit him with the Old Moonlight. Nice. Now look at that combo. And sometimes the R1 after that combo, it will roll catch. Alright, this guy's almost done. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Finish him off with this. Oh, he's almost dead. He knows it. He is done. Yup. GG. But yeah, so Old Moonlight, not that great of a spell. When it comes to comboing it with the Hazel Pick R1, Soul Greatsword is better, it's more damage. Old Moonlight is only really useful when you know your R1 is not going to perfectly combo, so you'll want to use Old Moonlight to catch people on their rolls, but using it on its own, it's just not that great. I'd say another weakness is the amount of poise this build has. Like I said, it's only enough to outpoise smaller weapons. Great swords and ultra weapons you will not be able to outpoise with this build. 34 poise and two-handed pickaxe just isn't enough to outpoise medium to large size weapons. And the hitbox for this pickaxe isn't that great. I mean, animation wise, it's pretty telegraphed, it's not too hard to read, the range ain't that great, but you know, that's why you have to make up for it with the spell. So like you can like purposely miss with the Hazel Pick R1 and then follow up with a Fair and Flash sword, or start with the Fair and Flash sword, do another Fair and Flash sword, or Fair and Flash sword, Hazel Pick R1, and then Soul Greatsword, or Old Moonlight, whatever you feel comfortable with. All right, now I'm just gonna do one more live match, and then I'm gonna move on to into the montage. See it comboed right there. Match just started and this guy's already taken a shit ton of damage. Oh, this guy's almost done. I can just finish him off with this. Nice. Okay, so that's this build. I don't really have a name for it. I guess I could call it the Spell Sword build, but that's kind of generic. Well, I'm sure I'll think of one as I'm uploading the video. Maybe you guys can think of a good name for this build. But that's it for the build. Really good build, really high damage if you can land that Hazel Pick R1 and combo to the Soul Greatsword. I would like to see more people using this type of build, this kind of, not even strength, but just like poise tank mage build. You don't really see a lot of those. A lot of mage builds are just your traditional Crystal Soul Spear and Crystal Soul Mass, or sometimes you'll see the build that I made with Azure Burst where it focuses on spamming Crystal Hail and Fair and Hail. But yeah, that's this build. It's pretty unique, pretty cool. And again, for the next PvP tournament, it is Saturday, June 3rd, starting at 6 p.m. EST. It's mainly for American players and West Coast players. So if you're in California, if you're in like Australia or like, you know, Eastern Asian part of the world, like this tournament's for you. I chose that time for you guys. And it will take place in the Ring City, so if you don't have the area unlocked, if you don't have that DLC, make sure you have it. Your builds have to be level 125. You have to sign up by either sharing the builds you like to use, the 125 builds you like to use on the Dark Souls 3 PvP tournament community page, or you can just private message me your screenshots here on PSN at khknight. And you just gotta confirm your availability. So tell me, yes, I'm available for Saturday, June 3rd, 6 p.m. and here's my level 125 builds that I like to use. And once I get that, I'll come back to you on that. I'll message you, ask you if you can do a couple of fights, just so I can see, you know, how you play and what your connection's like, and then I'll let you know if you're on the roster or not. So we're just less than 2 weeks away from the next tournament. It's not that much time. It's not that long of a wait. So far, I've only found one person that I know that I want to have on the roster. So far, applicants have been kind of slow, but that's fine. I just made the announcement for the second tournament. I'm sure we're going to get more applicants as the days passed. But I'm just going to put this announcement out there just so my subs, my viewers know that the next tournament is next Saturday. And hopefully we'll get way more applicants soon. So that's it, guys. Thank you for listening to me talk. I'm not really good with these live commentaries. As you can tell, I'm not as good as Revan or Dante. This is just... It's not what I'm used to. I'm more used to just the montages, but I am trying to, like, do more commentary and just let my personality show more and just, get more used to traditional commentaries like what other uploaders do, because, people really like that. They like to listen to the personality behind the videos. So, but yeah, that's it. Thank you for listening, and enjoy the montage. Later.